What is up, Broncos country? Let's ride. What happened? What happened last year? All I gotta say is the Broncos came in last year very anticipated to be very, very dangerous as they, acquired Russ and known as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And now last year it was like, okay, now what's going on? Do we trust Russ as him going forward? Was it the coaching? Was it the line? Was the receivers? What went wrong? Um, we thought they were going to definitely compete with the Chiefs. Definitely thought we were going to compete with the Chargers. And again, I don't know. The Broncos went 5-12. 4-4 at home, 1-8 on the road. Easily say they sucked on the road. They went 1-1 against the Chargers, 0-2 against Chiefs, and the Raiders beat them twice, which is kind of crazy. They didn't go to the playoffs. And it's just like, all right, what happened? So they 1-5 in AFC West. Uh, I can't explain it. All the talent that they had, everything that was going for them. Javonte Williams with the addition of Gordon, they were both going to run together, and then Gordon gets traded later in the season, and then it was just like Javonte goes down. So then you had just a plethora of dudes. So it was really not what they expected. I know that the line kind of got banged up, and a lot of it had to do with Hackett. A lot of people were saying, okay, well, maybe it was Russ. Well, I don't think it was Russ. I could say it was probably Russ, but, a lot of it had to do with Nathaniel Hackett, because why? As soon as he left, I'm telling you, I've noticed this, and I would hope that other, people in the Broncos country can say this, that as soon as he left, it was a total different offense. It seems like the micromanager was kind of gone, is what it seems like. I don't know, if anyone could agree with me there, but I mean, it just was interesting to see what happened after that. Because I know Javante was basically gone entirely after week 4. He got hurt after week 4. He was basically done. And then I think it was like week 14 is when Hackett was gone, and then Russ started playing amazing. I think it was like against Kansas City, no doubt. So I think in that game he had like 200 and something yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception, but it was like his completion rating was a lot higher. Then they had then they played Arizona, and then I think it was LA, and they played Kansas City again. They did pretty well, and then they ended it with the Chargers. So it was just really, really weird. And then it hurt Russ's draft value, and now we're going into startups, and they're going down. And now it's like, okay, well, Russ isn't as good as what we thought. Like, we used to see him go in, rounds that were a lot higher. Now I've seen him go in startup leagues almost like round 8, round 9. I'm like, this is the lowest I've ever seen him. But that's also like a 1 quarterback league. Superflex, I'm assuming he goes a lot higher because Superflex, the value of quarterbacks, tend to be higher in those leagues. So yeah, I can't really understand what happened except for to blame Hackett, because again, like I said, what I saw was after Hackett left, it was a total different team. If you can convince me otherwise, let me know. But I mean, it was just a total different game after week 13. They only had like 2 or 3 wins, and then they won in 14 and they won in 18. So other than that, it was just they lost to the Seahawks, the Raiders, the Colts, the Chargers, the Jets. That they lost to the Titans, and then they lost to the Panthers last year. It was just a mess. Hoping that they change it around this year. Um, with last year's draft with Nick Benito, they in the second round, it was interesting because they didn't really use him. I think there was only 1 week out of injuries. They used him barely 50% of the time. I mean, if you spent a second rounder on this guy and he wasn't really there, I don't understand. Was he not ready? Was he not the linebacker you guys thought he was going to be? I don't know. Baron Browning, Jonathan Cooper, and Bradley Chubb were all there, and it was like, okay, Brandy Gregory got in there, but what happened to Nick Bonito? It was like he was just not even existed. So I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, they used Greg Dulcich. Obviously, we all liked him as an incoming rookie. Definitely made an impact there in the lineup. So uh, as a tight end, now he's like one of the highest drafted in fantasy leagues right now. So, but let's talk about these rookies. As we always do, the rookies come in. We oh crap, let me move myself here. Here we go. Let me get rid of this. Mark's not here today. He's under the weather. Under the weather. So um let's do this for now. Let's do this for now. I'll put myself there. But we'll talk about the rookies as we always do after we kind of talk about the team and how we feel about them. But oh, I didn't even add my overlay. Let's go. Here we go. I got it now. There we go. All right. So round 2, obviously, they picked up Marvin Mims, who I think is probably going to be one of the secret weapons here. I mean, I think he's going to be. The dude he's a big dude. He's like 6'3", I think. 6'3", 200 and. Oh no, I'm thinking. Never mind. He's 5'11", freaking 182. My bad. I'm thinking of the other Mims. But no, I think he's going to be a crazy sneaky weapon. Here in the slot maybe. So he's not any of the top 3 receivers that they have there. Probably the 4th or 5th look at if they have him in the lineup. I'm sure. But he is one of those sneaky guys that you might want to look at in your fantasy drafts, like dynasty leagues. Not so much redraft. I don't think he's going to be, anybody like that of value in redraft leagues, unless all the receiver room just gets depleted. But we'll see how it goes for the rookie this season. He's not going to take over Tim Patrick. I don't think Tim Pat. Rumors are Tim Patrick is the most athletic receiver they have, which whatever the hell that means. I mean, you're telling me he's better than Sutton and Judy? I don't think so, but hey, look, that's just what's coming out of camp. And yeah. But Greg Dulcich and then is the tight end there, and I just don't think he's gonna like overcome stats over these guys. So in the 3rd round, they went with Drew Sanders, who I think is going to be probably one of the best linebackers coming in. I don't think he makes an impact right away. He might have to sit back behind Josie Jewell and Alex Singleton, learn the ropes a little bit. Baron Browning is also there as well. So he'll get himself involved a little more, but I don't think as a rookie, he's going to come in right away and just, create havoc. So in the 3rd round, they went with Riley Moss, cornerback out of Iowa, which was originally a pick from Seattle. Definitely add some depth here. Should be learning under Mathis and also the other corner, Surtain. So should be a good filling guy whenever these guys decide to get hurt. Or not hurt, I'm sorry, like need a breather. I think Moss is a good, decent guy to come in for sure. And then one of my favorites actually, who I'm surprised he went this late. I thought he was going to go sooner, but JL Skinner, dude, that guy plays dirty, man. I like that though. I like there's a one guy who just like doesn't care. He'll knock your lights out. This guy, and to get him in the 6th round is amazing to me. Like I think he's going to be worth something possibly in dynasty leagues maybe. I wouldn't mind putting this guy in a taxi squad if you're playing IDP leagues. Definitely probably look at this guy, check out his highlights. I don't think we showcased this guy. I think by the time we were done with the safeties, JL Skinner was kind of introduced to us by one of our viewers. He said, yeah, you should check him out. And then we did. I was like, holy crap. This guy can play linebacker if he wanted to. He's like, he's that big. To be exact, he's actually like 6'4", 220. So to be a safety at that size, this guy can move down and play in the box if he wants to. So I'm excited to see what the Broncos use him for. But again, we'll see what he does. And in the 7th round, they got a center out of Oregon, Alex Forsyth. I'm thinking about Andrew Voorhees. My bad. So I'm thinking of another guy who got hurt during the combine. But no, this guy again, add to the line in the 7th round. Why not grab the best guy available? Is what I'm thinking here, because that line they have Garrett Bowles, Ben Powers, Lloyd Cushenberry, and Quinn Myers, and then Michael Kinchy, who they just got out of San Francisco, actually, if I remember. So the line's solid. Just stay healthy. That's all we need. Stay healthy. I think Russ will be pretty good. We'll see. I mean, behind Russ they have Jared Stidham and DiNucci's back out of played for the Cowboys, went to play XFL, I think, and then he's back. And then they told him he sucked, and so I don't even know if he's going to be there anymore. I don't know, but yeah. So again, Riley Moss, if you guys aren't familiar with him, he's the one kid who had the hat backwards, looked cool as hell during the combine. I think he was like the only freaking white corner is what they were calling him. So yeah, but no, not a bad draft. I mean, definitely none of these guys are going to come in right away and start, but they are that, and I think they're talented. I think Drew Sanders has probably the biggest potential here, maybe Marvin Mims and Riley Moss. JL Skinner, I think they'll realize this until midway, and they'll realize what they have. And it wouldn't surprise me if JL Skinner makes his way up to 2. I don't know if he's going to start over Kareem Jackson, but Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson are pretty good. But it wouldn't surprise me if he gets himself into that role where he's that next guy up for sure. Like right away after a few plays, like JL Skinner will probably get himself involved. He's that talented, guys. He's 6'4", 220. I think JL Skinner's going to be something pretty interesting here. But again, I don't know about if I would take him Dynasty early rounds. I'd probably wait just to see what happens. Maybe even keep an eye on him on waivers eventually. I don't think he's going to be like an impact right away. But I guess if he's your guy, get your guy. Like I always say, like you don't always want to just like not miss out on what the new hotness is. You know what I mean? So with the rookies being installed, the roster hasn't really changed much. We'll go over that real quick. So, sorry guys, it's there we go. All right, let me blow it up here. So, oops, wait, hold on. Is that it? Yeah. Nope, that was it. My bad. So, Sean Payton definitely is going to make an impact here. I think with Joe Lombardi and Vance Joseph, which is interesting because Vance Joseph was the defensive he was actually the defense coordinator for the Cardinals, so now he's here. So kind of made his way back home, I guess. He was originally with them, and he was head coach, went to the Cardinals, defensive coordinator, and now he's back in Denver. So maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody doesn't like him over there, but we'll see. All right. As for offense goes, as mentioned before, Jared Stidham is the backup to Russell Wilson. Do I think they're going to have a bigger role? Absolutely. 100%. I honestly believe that Sean Payton will fix this. I think Hackett was the issue. If you ask me, in my opinion, I think Hackett was the issue. You alone? I am today. So welcome in. Welcome freaking in. Yes, I am alone today. Mark's under the weather, and everybody else is busy. I think Brian has interviews all damn day, and Tank is always busy, so he's at work right now. So yeah, I'm alone. We're talking about the Broncos today, so welcome in. But again, I think this is going to be a big step. If they fail again and go 5-12, I'm going to have a lot more questions because I'm a firm believer that it was Hackett's fault. I don't think he knew what he had the talent. I don't think he knew what talent he had. So I think the involvement with the line and the receivers and everybody is the same, right? Like no one, like maybe they signed a few veterans, kind of plugged them in, but no one No one's dramatically changed this entire, like, rookies haven't came in and they're not going to change this offense once. It's basically the same guys, the addition with Marvin Mims, right? So essentially, if they go 5-12, it's because of this team. But I don't think that. I think they're going to go higher. As of now, I think they're going to play a little bit better, but we'll see. I mean, we haven't got to the schedule yet, and we will get to the schedule. But right now, I think Cortland Sutton, Tim Patrick, and Jerry Jeudy, they're all good receivers. Like, I'm not saying they're like Cincinnati good receivers, but I'm just saying, like, they're pretty good. They're good enough for Russell to get it through. Like, I think they could beat the other teams in this division. I mean, last year they went freaking 5-12, and they still managed to sneak one off on the Chargers. And the Chargers were good. So we'll see what happens this year. Maybe they split with all the teams. I don't know. Time will tell. But I think that the Broncos have a really good chance of actually revamping themselves. Because, God, they were such a disappointment last year. And it sucks because, I thought the same. And in one of my leagues out of the million that I was in, I remember specifically getting myself Russell Wilson as my main quarterback and Cortland Sutton. I remember that. I really did believe, and I really am like, you know what? This is going to be a special matchup. I think they can do it. It just never connected. They never got the chemistry going. I don't know what happened. I was like, dude, this guy sucks. And then you would start noticing in redraft leagues that Russell Wilson was getting dropped. It was just new era. Do we see? I don't think we'll see Russell in that spot again. And if we do, it's going to happen this year. And then after that, it's going to be like, dude, are you really just that bad? Is Pete Carroll this good of a coach? And this is why you're this good? Or was it Hackett? And I want to lean Hackett. And I'm going to exercise that a lot. I really think it was Hackett's fault. I really do believe that. So, anyways, Javonte Williams is coming off his injury. His entire left side is banged up. He probably won't be there ready for week 1, but I think Samaje Perine is going to be the clear number 1 starter for, until Williams comes back. Perine's probably going to be the main guy for a little bit. So it wouldn't hurt to get them both if you're in a redraft league. Dynasty, if you have Samaje, well, then good for you. I mean, you have a week 1 starter. Hopefully you have other running backs that carry you until, your other running backs decide to do good or come back from injury. I don't know. I don't know your dynasty leagues, but I'm just saying, I would imagine that Perine might be on your league, and you're a little excited about that. So, yeah. As for defense goes, I usually ask Mark about this. What does he have? I currently have a 3-4. So I do see Randy Gregory kind of coming in down on the edge a little bit. Baron Browning as well. Josie Jewell and Alex Singleton, the main linebackers here. Zach Allen just came from Arizona, which is good. I think he was pretty good. He was under J.J. Watt for a very long time. Well, for the years that he was there, not like a long time, like a decade or anything, but the time that he was in Arizona, he learned a lot from Watt, from JJ. So hopefully he transitions into a better defensive end. He's not a bad defensive end. So, when was the last time you seen a 4-6 defense? I don't know. But they still run them, man. They still run them, dude. I don't. Every now and then I feel like plays kind of change and alter. When you see the alterations and you see them change. So, Broncos are one of those teams that they have so many good linebackers. They have Frank Clark, who is behind Baron Browning, and then they brought in freaking Frank Clark is probably going to go down on the line for sure. Drew Sanders, who I'm really excited about, who I think who's going to be, I think he's going to be probably one of the best. But we'll see. I mean, the dude's like 6'4", 6'5" at what, 245 or something like that. 6'4", 233. So He's a pretty big dude. So with him and JL Skinner, like this year, I think those guys are going to take care of this defense years to come. I mean, they're giants and they're big, so it's like, oh crap, they're intimidating. I would hate to be a running back to be against these guys as they, progress through their careers. If they get better, this defense is only going to be more nasty than what it already is. I mean, you got Justin Simmons back there, Kareem Jackson, and Sutton or Surtain. I don't know sites. Surtain is pretty good, and Randy Gregory. Well, he should be probably out here pretty soon. But again, the defense isn't bad. It's the offense that I was worried about last year, and hopefully that offense changes it this year. So I'm a little excited about them. If they could go 1-1 against every division, I would say it's a win. Because last year was horrible. Last year was that 5-12 is going to hurt them, and I think they're going to change it up. I think they have a chip on their shoulder because everyone came in and we all thought they were going to do good, and then they stunk up the place, so they didn't live up to what their value was of everyone talking about them. So I feel like these are one of the few teams, like them and the Bills are probably one of the few teams I feel like are going to come in. I can name two others as well, but they're gonna come in and they're gonna play angry because they had so much to live up for and they didn't do it. So yeah, it's kind of weird doing this by myself. This segment alone. I mean, usually I have Mark with me. So Anthony, if you stick out the entire episode, you and I are gonna come up with the record when we do the schedule. So if you're still here, man, because I know my opinion alone for the record over under, I don't know if we're going to be able to evaluate just my opinion. So I would love your guys' opinions when we get to the schedule, and then we'll add it to the chart because Mark's not here. So I usually use mine and Mark's average, and then we go together. But Anthony, if you're here the entire episode, or anybody, if you're here for the rest of the episode and we do the schedule, which we will here shortly, I would love what you guys think their final record would be. What's up, Kadani? How are you, man? Talking about Broncos. So yeah, if you heard, I'm gonna need your guys' help today for that since Mark's not here. But let's move on to the one segment that it's who the hell are you taking, who you gambling, and absolutely the hell not. I'm just no way. For Dynasty, you got to think about the future. You got to think about what they're gonna do. What's going on? It's not updating here. Let me refresh it. There we go. All right, there we go. That's a little too far. I want to go that far. There we go. All right. Who am I taking 100? Absolutely. Like that's my go-to guy. I'm gonna say Baron Browning. I think he's gonna elevate his game this year. I think he's gonna be the main linebacker here. Be an outside linebacker, you get a lot of the sweeps, you get a lot of the receivers, and you got a lot of the main key components. As quick as he is, he might be able to get he might end up being in triple digits. So I wouldn't be scared I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in triple digits on a single tackle league for IDP. The guy I'm gambling on right now is Javonte Williams. I don't like his situation, being hurt and all. Do I believe he's going to come back? Yeah, he's still young. We've seen plenty of young running backs come back after major injuries like that, and they still produce. So I that's going to be my gamble. And the guy I'm not going to take, I don't know yet, but it just seems like as good as he is, there might be issues with his contract, and I'll look it up, but I'll look it up before I actually say his name, because if they redid it, then that leads me to my second option that I had. And you know what? No, I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm not taking Justin Simmons. I'm just not taking him. As good as he is, I'm not going to take him. Just he's contracted all the way till next year. There's no guaranteed money next year. But the problem is, are they gonna hire someone as good as he is on a 1-year deal, despite knowing how old he is? I don't know. That's the problem, and we all think he's young, but he's actually not. So, uh, I don't think I'll take him. How old is he? He's 29, coming up on 30. I don't know. I just don't think if he does good again, right? His contract is up next year, guaranteed money. They can cut him next year. Does he end up somewhere else? Yeah, I think so. I think so. So I'll take Baron Browning as my guy. And I'll gamble on Javonte Williams. And I'm not taking Justin Simmons. Sucks, but it is what it is. So I'll try. My daughter's running around like a chicken without. Oh my gosh. No worries, man. No worries. If you can't, you can't. But we'll see. So let's get into the schedule here pretty soon. So it's gonna be quick. It's just by myself, so it'll pretty much just be me evaluating, talking. We won't have Mark's input or anybody else's, so it should be pretty easy. So all right, let's get to that schedule. Let me put myself over here. Let me. Oh my gosh. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hopefully, I got it in here. Come on, it's loading. Taking Pats or taking gambling on Zach Allen and not taking Tim Patrick? Okay. Patrick Surtain is a good solid pick. The reason why he wasn't my main my main take, because I have a feeling he's so good that a lot of people aren't going to throw to him. Now, for an NFL perspective, yeah, definitely. But for a dynasty perspective on fantasy football, no way. I think this is the year they're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm just not going to throw his way. Zach Allen could be actually outscore him, maybe. That's crazy enough to say a lineman could outscore a corner. Because if they're not going to throw his direction, he's not going to be able to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, let's take Ramsey. Like, Ramsey is so good, right? In the past couple years, up until 2 years ago, I was actually fantasy relevant and actually started putting, points on the board. People were actually having him in the lineups. But you asked me a few years ago, no, absolutely not. The guy was so good that quarterbacks weren't throwing his way that he wasn't even on people's lineups. Yes, I am. People are busy. People are sick. I'm the only one. So, but yeah, let's. And then who was you're not taking Tim Patrick? I can see why. I can see why. Marvin Mims might take over. I don't know, but he's kind of coming to that age too. Like, maybe they replace him here soon. I don't know. It's interesting in his role because especially he's supposed to be like the second outside guy outside of Cortland Sutton and then Jerry Jeudy inside the slot. So it's like, do they keep him around? Do they? I don't know. Tim Patrick's contract is actually the same as freaking who we mentioned, Justin Simmons. Next year there is no guaranteed money. They could cut them both. And Patrick will be gone. Simmons will be gone. They're old and they don't have any guaranteed money. They could cut them. And it won't even be that bad. So it's like, it's crazy that what the Broncos are end up having to do next year. Yeah, Patrick will be gone soon. I think so. I think so too. So that's not a bad take on what you're saying. You're not taking Tim Patrick. So yeah. All right. Schedule. As I've had it here for a little bit. They have They're hosting the Raiders and the Washington Commanders there at the beginning. Then they travel 2 games, Miami and Chicago, and then they come back home for New York, and then they travel to Kansas City. Then they have 2 games with Green Bay and then play Kansas City again just before a nice 9-week bye week. So it's not bad. Like it's on a little almost the early side. Like I've said this before, I kind of like bye weeks between 9 and 12. It's kind of in the middle, like you don't want it too early and you don't want it too late, because if you have it too early, then that means it's going to be a long season without any rest. Like you're at the end of the season, you might have banged up guys. That's why I like middle of the tier bye weeks between 9 and 12. And then you have late ones. It's like, okay, can your players survive all the way to that week without getting injury? I hate that for some teams, and they need them sometimes. Call me crazy, but I don't think Denver beats Washington. Interesting. And this is not just you being biased, is it? Like, I know you're a Washington Commanders fan, but I don't know. There's a lot of questions in the Commanders, but I don't think they're gonna beat the Broncos. I'm sorry. I just no. The Commanders their schedule is rough. John Rivera is I don't have any confidence in him. Yes, Bieniemy's there. Yes, it should upgrade. I just no. I can't agree with you there. I am going to have to call you crazy. But we will see. Week 2, we will see what happens. And I will give you a whole giant comment and blow it up. If you say it, oh, I told you, blah, 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 I will cut it out. The next following stream, I'll have it as like a giant freaking overlay or something. If that happens, but I just don't. I can't see it. Washington's bad, man. I guess the game ends in a tie. No, I don't think the Broncos are that bad. What's up, dude? I don't think the Broncos are that bad. I can't see that, man. Against Washington? No. Before the bye week, I see two, maybe 3 wins. Before the bye, 4 wins, maybe. I see about 3, 4. Yeah. I see about 4, maybe 3. That one's going to be tough. The Chicago one's a little tough. Maybe even Green Bay's defense is going to hold up, but I don't know. Well, he said they're not beating Washington. Did I read it wrong? I did read it wrong. Call me crazy, but I don't think Denver is beating. No, yeah, and I don't think they are. Or I don't think Washington's beating. Okay, my bad. I read it wrong. Okay, my bad. I think they will, though. I read it wrong. Yeah, she thinks that the Washington's going to win. I think the Broncos are going to win. Well, he said they're not beating Washington, but I don't see them winning either. That's why I said tie. Okay. I think that's going to be too easy for them. I don't think that's going to be a good game. I do want to know the over/under on that game, though, but we'll get to that part. I do want your guys' records when we're done. We'll just throw them in here, and we'll as a community we'll adjust the our board. So, I see 4 wins. Probably before the bye. It's kind of interesting here. But I do see 4 wins before the bye. Where's the rest of my schedule? I just lost it. Okay. Buffalo lost. Minnesota. Oh, God damn. Interesting. I see 4, maybe 5, 6. 7. Hold on. 4. Minnesota 5. No, I'm not giving them Minnesota. That's 4. 5 against Houston. 6 against LA. And then I see them sweeping the Raiders. I'm going to say 7. Anthony says 10 or 11. I'll mark you at 10.5. And I have 7. So, Kadani, if you're here, man, I need your record, bro. We're gonna update our board. That Vikings game at 6:20. That means it's a yeah. Oh shit, that's right. Kirk Cousins prime time, man. Yeah. What is up? How are you, Ellie? High 12, 12 and 5, low 7 and 10. Okay. See, that's I'm at 7 right now. And then Anthony has about 10 to 11. And you're kind of choosing both sides. What do you think, Ali? What do you think? I know you're giving me your high and you're low. That is high too. Okay, you're like a game or 2 off, bro. You're like a game or 2 off. So he gives his high and low. So the over-under is 8.5. Favored in 10 games. These are probably all the home games, probably. Las Vegas, 3.5. Oh. Yeah, they're blowing them out. Okay, that makes me feel better about the whole Vegas. I think they're going to blow them out. Sweep them. Washington, -3.5. Chicago's -1. Green Bay, Jesus. Is that a home one, too? It is. Jesus. -2, -1.5. Cleveland. Houston's -3.5. New England. I don't know. I think New England kind of pulls it off. But that's interesting, though. A game or 2 matters in the NFL? It does. But you also gave me 10 to 11. He also gave us 12. You're saying your one game from your 11 to 12 is a big difference? I mean, it is, but when we're talking about records right now, yeah. I don't see Broncos doing worse than last year. No. I agree. I agree with you there. Honestly, I think I don't know how early you caught in the stream, but I do think it's Hackett's fault. I really Sean Payton's going to come in. I think he's going to fix it. I think he's already fixing things. We'll see what happens, but Chargers will split. They did last year. They split with them last year. I have them splitting again. I have them sweeping the Raiders, but I also have them getting swept by the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm sitting at 7. Anthony's at 10.5. And I'm assuming, Ali, you're sitting around, I don't know, 9? Is that what you guys are saying? Denver versus Lions is a trap game? No. Why? Why is it a trap game? No. I think the Lions are no. The Lions are going to be just fine. I don't think it's so hard to judge these guys because these guys are like they have talent. They're good. But the issue is like me, okay? I do believe it was Hackett's fault. I don't blame it on Russ. I don't blame it on any of the players. Injuries happen. It was the case. But 5 and 12, this man was phenomenal in Seattle. And then he comes over to there and he sucks. I really think it was Hackett's fault because after Hackett left, the game changed. You want to approach just on paper. I believe they can go 8-9 to 11-6, which depends on if they split with their division rivals. If Champagne is the guy, then they should be 3-3 at least in the West. Okay. I mean, Lions will surprise Denver and beat them. I absolutely 100% believe that. I think the Lions are going to definitely beat a lot of teams. 75% Hackett and 25% Wilson. Wilson missed some throws that were made open. Yeah, he does that, but we've seen Russell play bad as well and yet still succeed in Seattle. But I mean, the entire team just sucked. So, okay, final pick, 10 games. All right, 10 picks for me. Or for Anthony, I say 7. Ali is average between this. You're sitting at 9, and Katani's sitting at 9 as well. 9.5. 9. So like 2 9.5s here. 9. Okay, so you guys are going 9, 10. I'm going 7. So average. We'll go 9. We'll go 9 as a community. All right, there you go. Hackett offense will not. Okay, I read that one. So 9 and 8. Okay, all right. So let's go to our chart. So Ali, I don't recognize the name. I don't recognize him. So welcome in. We're talking about Broncos today. I normally cover all types of teams. So today we're doing the Broncos today. What is up, my guy? Long time no see, man. ¿Cómo estás, mi compa? I'm good. How are you, my friend? I'm glad you're still out and kicking, man. That's awesome. It's always good to see your name. It's always good to see you. I'm glad you're out there being safe. I'm glad you're good, man. But as a community, I think we came up with 9. So let's go to our thing that we've created of all the teams here. Ali, I don't know if you're gonna like any of these. I know you're kind of new. Haven't seen, but these are the records that we put in so far as what we've created. As we go along, we're gonna create more. I think we have 2 more teams left after this. Browns, 49ers. I think 2 more teams. So the Browns here at the bottom and the 49ers here at the bottom right. So once this is complete, right? So we're agreeing with 9, right? We're coming in with 9. Oh shit, not bad. But I wanted to do that. All right, we're coming in with 9. I'll put the 9 here. We're eventually going to create a playoff board with this and a draft pick board with this. So let's make that brown with white outline. How about that? That way we could see it. And we'll put it there. There we go. All right. So change that to, oh, jeez, that's horrible. Let's go there. Yeah, let's keep it there. That was horrible. 9 wins. So I got 7. You both of you kind of went with 9, and then Kadani went with like 11. Anthony with 10. So we'll go somewhere at 9. It's interesting to say this because that puts them at 3rd in division here at the AFC West, which is maybe, I don't even know if like that could be enough to get into wild card. So either way, we'll see how this season goes. Do I expect them to do better? Yes. Like even my 7 is better than their 5 last year. So we'll see how it happens. I do believe in Champagne. I do believe that Wilson will do a lot better. Hopefully injuries do not hinder them and they go to complete shit. But I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see. That division is getting tougher in that. I mean, it is what it is. Holy crap. I put this up. I forgot to put that in there. Oh, well. But yeah, Mark is sick. And the other guys are kind of like out busy. So tomorrow, if Mark is out again, no worries. I'll be here. I'm gonna cover the Browns tomorrow. I think I'm actually gonna do that with Brian. So I will wait later in the afternoon. He'll hit me up. I know today he had interviews, like walk-in interviews, I guess, or scheduled. I don't know, but he's a busy dude. So he couldn't do today. And Mark's still sick, so we'll talk about the Browns tomorrow. And we'll see where they're at. And then I will be gone for a couple of weeks. But the other guys should be back in time to cover the Niners. And then probably do the other divisional drafts as well as we do on Wednesday, as we do. So yeah. We have plans. I mean, football season is will come faster than what we think. I know we're sitting in the beginning of July, but OTA's training camp's gonna open up. Next thing you know, preseason's next month, guys. And then what's after preseason? The actual season. So it's gonna come a lot faster than what we actually think. So hopefully we get done with our chart before the season, which I think we will. So far, everything's lining up to be good. But tomorrow we're gonna talk about nothing but Browns. So I don't know. Tell your Browns friends to come give us their opinion. But yeah, I'm excited. So, anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Kind of easy. I mean, I guess because it was just me today, and I just kind of thank you for your help on what we came up with the record. So 9 wins for the Broncos. Interesting. Very interesting. I really want to know what it would have been like if Mark was here and if we didn't have you guys here. So anyways, guys, talk to you tomorrow. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you guys are at. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow as we talk about the Browns. It'll be a later in the afternoon show in the West Coast, probably around, I don't know, 5, hopefully to what. I got to wait on Brian, but it will be later in the evening. If you're on the East Coast, it'll probably be late at night. So sorry, but the staff here is a little shaken up. I don't know what to say other than, if not, I will be here by myself again. But we're doing the Browns tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Later.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I